I don't want you to take care of me. I want to be able to take care of myself. I don't want you to make decisions for me. I want to be able to make decisions for myself. Being able to decide for myself what is best for my life, my body, and my future, just as you can yours. Being able to decide if I am ready for a child or not. Did I have a good mother? Was she taught how to be a good mother? Was she ready to be a good mother? Did she want to be a mother? Was she capable of teaching and showing me what a good mother is? How will that affect me being a mother? Do I even want to be a mother? It is a full-time job. Do I want to live a life where I may need to work a minimum of 2 full-time jobs? Or maybe I just want to work one and I'm actually passionate about something else. Being able to make the best choice for ourselves and that unborn child our bodies create. For that may ultimately be our full responsibility when birthed, because there are no guarantees in life. The decision to be able to create a better life for ourselves and the decision to bring a child into this world if and when we feel good about it. When we feel confident that we will be able to create a better life for this next soul, and we are ready to lead and teach that soul how to live a good life. When we know they will be taught the best education, have a healthy, supportive community around them, and we can provide them with a safe home filled with a healthy environment. When we feel confident we have learned enough and grown enough to give another human being a great life experience. Aren't those the kind of parents you wish you had? I sure do. We tell each other, don't worry, you'll figure it out as you go along. You don't need to know how to be a mother before being a mother. You don't need to have your ducks in a row. You don't need to be better educated. Why? Because females had no other choice. They had no other options in life. Scenario 1. I'm a surgeon in the middle of doing a surgery. I look over at you and say, here, take over for me. You look at me like a deer in headlights and come back with, I don't know how to be a surgeon. I've never been a surgeon before. I've never been taught. I can't do this. I lean in close and whisper to you, I have never technically been taught either. I've just been learning as I go. You'll figure it out, hopefully. A surgeon? Learn as you go? With a human's life? That would be a little disheartening and scary, wouldn't it? Scenario 2. A girl who hasn't had any good parental role models in life. She hasn't been taught much about herself and she doesn't know anything about raising a child. Here you go. You'll figure it out as you go, hopefully. The line I have heard many times is, women have been figuring it out for years, and so will you too. But not everyone does. Hence the amount of jokes about needing to be in therapy for life due to their parents or their upbringing. So, if we gave females the ability to pick when they are ready to be a mother, won't we also be inadvertently creating a healthier society? And for those that say pregnancy and raising a child are the consequences of a crime, well, for one, you never made a mistake. No one ever gave you a break in life. And if you have never received a break in life, I am truly sorry. It sucks. But does that mean no one deserves forgiveness and a second chance? Are we supposed to have it all figured out perfectly, right out of the gate? Are females supposed to make all the right decisions at all times, essentially perfect by a certain age, before they even fully understand life, the world we live in, and themselves for that matter? For second, people seem to always forget that sperm is needed to create a fetus, and yet all the blame gets put on the female. She deserves punishment, but never the sperm donor, who is most likely more of a hornball than that girl. And you might say, The guy must pay child support and that is punishment enough. Really? Because a baby is 24/7 for quite a while. Who stays up with them when they're crying, or all day and night when they're colicky? Who feeds them multiple times a day, changing their diaper more times than one wants to count? What about when they get sick? Who's holding them, comforting them, and rocking them to sleep? Who's playing with them and teaching them how to learn and grow? Just those tasks alone are not easy and can take up an entire day. But still, she must be able to also make money. And if she wasn't blessed with a sane, loving, trustworthy family who is able to watch her baby, then she must get a sitter of some sort. The problem with that is, how many young females do you know that make even $30K a year? Now minus the cost of a sitter, so she can work at least 40 hours a week. Subtract housing, even a shitty apartment nowadays is minimum $1,000 per month, if you're lucky. Maybe she gets state funding to help, but now the taxpayers, you and I, are paying for her bills, which I'm fine with helping my community when in need, but what if they were able to make a decision where they wouldn't have to be in need? What's really ironic about this situation is the child in the end is the one who will reap the most punishment out of this, and they did nothing to deserve it. They got stuck being born to someone who made a mistake or was taken advantage of, and doesn't know the first thing about being a mother, and nor is she at all prepared financially or emotionally to be one either. Stuck between a rock and a hard place because she needs to work in order to have a roof over their heads, but she also has a baby that needs all of her attention in order to grow up healthy and a positive member of society. No pressure. All the while, because she is so young and has yet to be taught a good paying profession, let alone have one, she will most likely be making minimum wage, leaving her no choice but to get help from the state, or worse, help from those that will take more advantage of her. But what if instead she could decide for herself, and this was her wake-up call, where she realizes that is not the path she wants to take, or take right now for that matter. She is able to decide to wait to have children for both their sakes. She becomes more careful now that she has been given the time to understand herself better and what direction she wants to go in. She goes to college or a trade school and learns about a good paying profession. She builds a strong, loving community around her. And if she decides to bring another human being into the world, they will have a better chance of creating a better life for themselves, because she started her family from a positive and happy time in her life. And so begins the positive ripple effect of females being given the right to decide what is best for themselves and that baby their bodies are creating. We don't need you to make decisions for us. We just need to be able to make our own decisions so we can decide our own fate.